Hey guys, remember the good old days when you had someone else to cook for your kids and clean up the dishes afterwards? I miss them too. We're kind of sick of some of the food we've been making around here at my house. It's been a few weeks of being home, and we're coming up with some new ideas. I figured that I'd share them with you. Something that you can do with you and your kids. I think for today we're going to do a brown rice and quinoa sushi. I think it's a pretty agreeable meal for a lot of kids. A lot of kids like that flavor of the condiments that go with it. Check it out. All right, you're going to need, I'll list it in the comments or in the description. You're going to need a third of a cup of red quinoa, a cup of brown rice, and 2 cups of water. I used a rice cooker, my 1994 Sultan rice cooker. You can use a stovetop or a microwave. It all works the same. When it's cooled, add about 3 to 5 tablespoons of seasoned rice wine vinegar. Going to let it finish cooling, and at that time is a good time to start cutting your ingredients. It's important to cut your ingredients the size of the sushi nori, the seaweed paper. I have avocado, cucumber, some carrots, and some tuna for today. I'm going to prepare some wasabi ahead of time, which is wasabi powder in hot water, makes a paste. I'll slice my tuna, which is my inspiration to make this today anyway, as I had a piece of tuna in my freezer. Wrap up my sushi mat in a 1-gallon Ziploc bag or with plastic wrap. We'll make a half sheet of sushi, which makes a small round of sushi. I think it's easier to eat. Larger ones are easier to make. You make more sushi faster, but the small ones are easier to eat. So we'll make a couple different ones here. Pile your ingredients in. Small ones obviously can't fit as much stuff. Use the mat to help shape the roll. I like sesame seeds on the outside of mine, and particularly with the ones with the quinoa and the brown rice, because there's so much texture going on. The sesame seeds help with those big, strong flavors of quinoa and brown rice. Let's see here. Brown rice I'm making a large sheet for you here too. Same example, large version. Keep your hands wet. Things don't stick as much to you. At the bottom of this, I'm going to leave a 1-inch lip for wrapping our ingredients. So keep that note as you see this. That bottom there, I'm leaving a 1-inch lip for our ingredients. You can give it a flip, and we start filling up our ingredients. I like to work by a sink so I can constantly wash my hands and also wash my knife. Putting down a little wasabi in this one. And again, stacking my ingredients in here. The full sheet can fit more. There we go, using the bamboo mat to shape the roll. So you might be asking, I don't have all of this stuff. I don't have sushi rice, which I didn't have sushi rice. That's why I ended up using brown rice and quinoa. Luckily I had a sushi mat around, but if you don't have a mat, you can use newspaper. So I grabbed a piece of newspaper, and I'll do the next roll with newspaper. And again, this is a half-size roll, a little bit smaller, so you're going to fit a little less ingredients. But also maybe, if you're doing this with your kids and you want to do a bunch of different kinds, you can do a bunch of half rolls so you don't end up with a bunch of stuff you don't like. So this recipe would probably make about 8 full-size rolls, or maybe up to 16 half-size rolls. More than enough for our family of 4. And this was more of an experiment anyway. We wanted to see what we could do with stuff that we had in the house. So again, I'm using the bag to get the roll going, and then using the newspaper to help shape it. And you can put that newspaper in the bag too. I just didn't want to take the time to do that since I actually have a sushi mat. Reshape the roll so it's what you like. Again, use a wet knife and wet fingertips. when we're handling this. Please take a moment and leave any of your questions in the comment section, and also let me know what else you want to cook.